Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, unboxing time is here. The further down the block you went, the badder it got. Bad Street, USA. Anyway, welcome in, folks. Thank you for joining me. It's so nice to see you. I've got a book in the mail, and it's in a box, and I gotta get that mother out, and this was one that I'm so excited about. There's a long story, and I'll keep it short. Anyway, Lividian Publications, one of my absolute favorite publishers on God's green earth, has gotten into the habit of publishing books from one of my very favorite authors, that is, the Robert McCammon. And they finally got around to making a limited edition version of Gone South. Ever hear of it? Well, I had never read this book until I read it. When they said they were going to be coming out with this book, I had to jump on. I had to jump in and read that book. And it was fabulous. Fabuloso with a capital F. It started off as I almost didn't think I could make it through that book. It started with some really depressing stuff. The main character, Dan Lambert, is a Vietnam vet, covered up with Agent Orange, suffering from cancer. His wife is separated from his wife. He can't see his kid. He can't get a job. And he's losing his truck. The bank is repossessing it. And then he ends up in an unintended tussle. A gun's pulled on him. And bam, he takes the gun and shoots the banker. So now he's wanted for murder, and he knows he's got no chance of ever getting out to see his kid again or anything like that. And he goes on the run, and it starts as a story that I almost didn't think I wanted to read because it felt so low. And I was going, sometimes we run through bad patches in our lives up here, and you get to where you're thinking, I'm not really ready for this right now. And I was there when I was reading them words, and I closed it up after 1 hour of reading. Maybe about 30 minutes worth of reading, and I thought, this is going to be tough. Well, the next day I picked it back up, and almost like that, I had a new realization. This was going to be a fun story. And there were characters that were introduced that made it fun. Characters that seemed a little strange. They didn't seem like they belonged in a book like this. But I figured out pretty quickly that a book like this is different than what I was expecting. Anyway, the story goes on, some excellent characters introduced, a lot of action, a lot of nice things, a lot of bad things. But it turned out I really did absolutely love the book. I gave it 5 stars out of 5 stars, 10 stars out of 10 stars. Excellent book. I strongly suggest you read it. Give it a chance, get into it, figure out what it's all about, and you will love it too. But when it came to Lividian Publications and their listing of this book, I waffled. Not because I didn't want it, but because I was deciding that I was going to stop buying so many books. And I knew this was one that I was going to want, but I did wait a little bit, and it sold out in like 15 minutes, but I figured I'll get it pretty soon. I'll order it somewhere. And Subterranean Press listed it for sale, and they listed it this time at actual retail price. They had listed some other, at least one other Robert McCammon book from Lividian Publications at much higher than retail prices. So you had a retailer selling other publishers' books at secondary market prices. But this time they listed it at list price, retail price. So I jumped on it, and Subterranean Press has delivered, and they put it in a box stuffed full of stuff. They usually do a great job with their packing and shipping, and here it is, Gone South by Robert McCammon. And Robert McCammon has had limited editions through multiple publishers, including Subterranean Press and Cemetery Dance, and now he's working, seems like, with Lividian Publications. And this was one of the back catalog that didn't have limited editions. Another one is mine, and another one is Mystery Walk. So I'm hoping that Lividian will hook those up as well with stellar limited edition versions, and I won't wait on those. I'll buy them directly from Lividian Publications. and won't take a risk on having to pay marked up prices for it. But here we are. Subterranean Press put it in a big box with stuff, fluffy stuff, an envelope, bubble envelope, and then also these padded corners, which is a very nice thing that I love it that they do. Any extra steps you can take to help make sure my books get to me in tip-top shape is well appreciated. And this one retail was $150, and I believe that's what Subterranean Press was selling it for too. I'm pretty sure of that. But they got it in, they repacked it, and they shipped it out in great condition. Oh, we'll see if it's in great condition. But they packed it up, shipped it out. They did a great job of protecting it, and I just want to see how nice it looks when I get it out of this plastic. So last thing, last call, last recall. But this one up front, there's 750 copies. So I got a little tag says 607. I'll set that to the side here. We'll save that. But Gone South by Robert McCammon. One of the great things about Lividian Publications is they give you so much for your bucks. And one of the great things is these slipcases. Man, I love slipcases. Slipcases are better. And the wonderful design, thick, heavy slipcase with a die cut window on the front so you can see some of the dust jacket artwork through the slipcase. And that's one of the many great things about Lividian Publications, one of my absolute favorite publishers, and you can see that die cut window. The slipcase material, I don't think it's leather, but it feels like leather. It looks like leather, but I don't think it is. It's anyway, look inside here and you can see how it wraps around, how that die cut, it's not just cut out, it wraps around also. Hot foil stamp design on the side and on the spine. So for those of you who like to put your books on the shelf backwards, there you go. That's what she looks like. Really nice, really good. And mine's going right up here. I think I'll wobble out a hole big enough for it. Otherwise, I'm just running out of space, man. Space is getting tight. But let's take a look here at this always amazing Francois Vaillancourt artwork. One of my absolute favorite illustrators. I know that when a book or anything is illustrated by Francois Vaillancourt, it's going to look great. And this is no exception. Absolutely stunning dust jacket artwork. And I think there are 13 black and white interior illustrations. But let me stretch this out, so you can see what she looks like all the way across. Beautiful artwork. Absolutely fits the story they drew. If I asked you to draw a picture, this is it. This fits the story so well, and it looks so good. I love that design, that text design on the spine. Man, it just looks so good. Lividian Publications is just fabulous, phenomenal, knocking it out of the park. A satin ribbon page marker, Smith sewn binding, and here's the book without the dust jacket. So you got hot foil stamp design on the front, again fitting to the story. Beautiful spine. It looks so fine. And the book, I don't think it's leather, but it sure feels leatherish, and it sure looks leatherish with that texture in there. So just great stuff. Looks great. Our solid colored thick end papers and colored illustrated frontispiece. Man, Francois Vaillancourt has done it, man. Great stuff. Like I said, if I see that name, I just know it's going to be good. And I'm really glad. What I've read is Francois has become a full-time illustrator. So he's spending a lot of time illustrating a lot of stuff, which is, for me, a win. It means I get more excellent illustrations across a variety of publishers, including Lividian Publications. They seem to be publishing a lot of stuff with Francois Vaillancourt artwork in it, and I do truly love it. And there's our signature page, number 607 of 750 copies. It's signed by Michael Courtia, who wrote the original foreword for this, as well as Robert McCammon, the author and writer of the introduction. And then Francois Vaillancourt, one of the best illustrators that are out there, and one of my very favorite anyway. But let me flip through here a little bit. I want to show you just some of the cool stuff. Like I said, 13 black and white full page illustrations. So I've got my work cut out for me in terms of not trying to miss pictures. So y'all keep count for me at just the beginning of the chapter. A little extra stuff, man, it looks so nice. Y'all keep, this is what makes Lividian Publications so great. slipcase, excellent materials, fine quality binding, lots of illustrations, just fabulous, fabulous. Great authors, great illustrators. If you wanted to do better than Lividian Publications, I don't know if you really could. For the money, you get so much for the money. $150 for all this stuff. It's basically as good as it gets as far as book publications go. Some other publishers that I truly love, Suntup Editions, SST, they've all got what they do great. But for a publisher that's going to put so much into a book and give you what they give you, Lividian Publications is just about as good as it gets. Suntup Editions, Artist Editions, or now they're what they call the Classic Editions, are right in there as well for about the same price. So great stuff. And Lividian Publications being on the Robert McCammon train is so nice. He's got a couple more books coming out pretty soon. And Lividian Publications, it seems like, is going to be doing limiteds of all of them. I guess they have a pretty good deal worked out. Hopefully they're all happy, because right now, as a reader, as a collector, I'm happy. So I'm getting what I want. I hope they're getting what they want so they can continue to give me what I want. So I'm just searching for these full page black and white illustrations, and just phenomenal. I mean, having read this book, I'm looking at the story in pictures, and gosh, just look at that. Check that out, man. Just so good. Awesome. The illustrations are phenomenal. It's a phenomenal book, and Lividian Publications has put it together so nice. I don't think I could ask for anything more. What I got here is just phenomenal. Just about as good as it gets. These illustrations are excellent. I don't know. I don't know what makes an artist great. I really have no idea. I just know when I look at art, if I like it, you check a box. And if I don't like it, I check off a box. Get rid of a box. I don't check the box. But Francois Vaillancourt always seems to check my box. And I don't know. I don't know what makes them great. I just know that I like what I get when I look at Francois Vaillancourt illustrations. I've never had a book. I've gotten many of them. I've never bought a book illustrated by that guy that I didn't really like. So it's great to be getting all this work and all this fine work and so many fine books these days. But I'm getting close to the end of the book, and there are 13 black and white illustrations in here. I may have missed one or two. I don't know. I tried not to. Trying to get them all for you because I don't want to miss a thing. But anyway, there's probably a better than average chance that I missed one or two. Man, I'm reliving this story as I look at these pictures. And that's one of the great things about it, is the attempt at realism that I see in Francois. So it's like he's trying to tell me the story in pictures in this book here anyway. And that's what I really like. So I think my first exposure where I realized this was an artist that I really liked was on Suntup Editions Wolfen. And the artwork in there was just so fabulous that the name Francois Vaillancourt stuck in my head that day. The first time I saw that artwork, it stuck. And so I started paying attention. And like I said, I've never been disappointed. But this, I might have missed one or two, I don't know. But this is a phenomenal book here. Lividian Publications has hit a home run, a grand slam, a touchdown, all that kind of stuff. They've really done it right. And I'm very glad I was able to get one for my collection at a good price without having to pay a whole lot extra for it. I lost my slipcase, but then I realized I stuck it right here. And with that being said, I can think of no more lies to tell. Thank you for your time. I do truly appreciate it. C'est la vie, baby. Doo-doo. Well, let's see if it'll fit. I made room. Let's see how it goes. Arc. Cha-ching! Winner, winner!